Hello everyone and welcome to Lille in the north of France. So the city lies just 10 miles away from the border with Belgium, and it's a really interesting city with loads going on, loads of life, loads of energy, and it's got a very Flanders feel to it, so it has a slightly different atmosphere to other cities in France. At the moment I'm at the Wazemmes market, or the Marché Couvert de Wazemmes, and this is a fascinating market that happens every Sunday with interesting stalls, kiosks, selling food, different types of products. So I'm going to have a look around now and see what they've got on offer here. So inside you've just got food stands, so meat, fruit, fish, bread and things like that. And then outside is a real mix of clothes, shoes and different electronic products as well as food. Yeah, so outside is more of a mix of products, so not so much stands, but more sort of kiosks and tables with products on them. So outside is a kind of a more informal atmosphere. So the market culture in France is really cool. I think they have a lot of these local markets with fresh fruit and vegetables and even meat. So yeah, the quality of the food in France is really, really good, and these markets are a good place to come. Right, so I've just come down a side street. This is a bit less hectic, but still a really interesting selection of products. The market is absolutely enormous. It's huge. It goes on for a really long way. Bonjour monsieur. Comment allez-vous? Ça va. So the Wazemmes market was really interesting, very vibrant, very lively, very vital, and you can find almost anything you want there. So from food, drinks, coffees, clothes, electronic products, got absolutely everything there. So it's a really interesting place to go, and yeah, really, really fun. So I'm going to take a walk now into the centre of the city and have a look around and maybe go to some art galleries and some museums to see what the culture of Lille is really like. One other thing I would add is that the market is cash only when you're outside. If you go into the main hall area you can pay with card, but outside in the kiosks and the stand it's cash only. So if you come here you need to bring some cash with you. So I'm now in the centre of the city in the Place de la République, or the Republic Square, and behind me is the Palais de Beaux Arts, and this is probably the most famous museum in the whole of the city. It's the main art gallery and has the most important collection of artwork. And yeah, I'm going to go in and have a look inside, have a look at the collection. It's Sunday today, so it's a little bit quiet in the square, but yesterday it was humming and full of people, families and friends walking around and enjoying this public space. So it's really beautiful, it's got really nice architecture, really nice fountain, and yeah, it's just got a good vibe, very friendly, very welcoming place. And this is the Palais de Beaux Arts. Very impressive facade. So this part of the exhibition shows some relief maps of towns and cities in the local area, and these relief maps were made in the 17th and 18th century, and it shows how the cities and towns have changed over time. And this one is Charleroi, which I believe is in Belgium, and this one is called Oudenaarde. So I think these are all towns in the Flanders and Belgian region. And this one is Lille, where we are now. So these maquettes have been really well made and really well preserved, and they give a really good idea of what these towns and cities were like in the 17th and 18th century. So this is the ground floor of the museum, and they've got quite a few of these maquettes. We've got some Egyptian sculptures. So the permanent exhibition continues on the ground floor. Now it's a statue of Napoleon. So this room's got collections of crockery and pottery from the 18th century. These ones are from the Netherlands. And some really elegant and ornate tile work from the 18th century, which looks really good. So we've got more sculptures in this room. And in this room also. The museum is pretty quiet today, so it's a good day to come and see the exhibitions. So I'm now on the first floor of the Musée des Beaux Arts, and this is actually the main collection in this museum, is the actual paintings. So they've got lots of rooms with canvases. This one dates from the 17th century. So there's really good light in these rooms, natural light, to be able to see the canvases. So this room has Flemish paintings from the 17th century. And then we've got this contemporary piece of sculpture in the center of the room, which is very cool. And this is a painting by Bruegel called The Dismemberment of Bethlehem. And now we're in the Spanish room, or Spanish cabinet. And we've got some paintings by Goya. And we can also see the atrium from above. So you can see just how big this museum is. So this room features some paintings by Gustave Courbet from the 19th century, including this one, which is called L'après-dîner à Ornans. So this room has got some Impressionist paintings by Alfred Sisley, Claude Monet. So the museum is really cool. It's got a really interesting selection of artworks in its exhibitions, and yeah, I highly recommend it if you come to Lille. It's just €7 to see the permanent collection, and they've got a really good mix of sculptures, paintings, maquettes on the lower ground floor as well. So yeah, this is a really good place to come if you're in Lille. This is the main shopping street in town called Rue de Béthune. And you've got loads of restaurants, cafes, bars around here. And this place, a Palais d'Or, is one of the most famous brasseries in the whole of Lille. This is like the main drag in the city. So I'm now on La Grande Place in the centre of Lille. This is a really beautiful square with incredible architecture, incredible buildings, and a good selection of cafes, shops, bars, restaurants. And this is a real centre point of the city. So this building here is called La Vieille Bourse, or the Old Stock Exchange, and some of this architecture looks really Flemish. It looks like it's from the Flanders region. And this building right in front is part of Voix du Nord, which is a local newspaper. I don't know if it's still the headquarters for that newspaper, or it looks like there are lots of shops at the bottom, but that's originally what it was. And then just to the right of that you've got a theatre, and then this column with a statue on the top. Yeah, so this is a really beautiful part of the town. Lots going on, and obviously lots of tourists around as well. So yesterday there was the Carnival parade, and that's why you've got these tentacles coming out of the building. It's part of the carnival that they had yesterday, and the theme was Utopia. So I'm now just coming off the main square. I'm on the Rue de Sept-Agaches. And now coming into a new square, and I think this is the Opera House of Lille. Yeah. Place du Théâtre. Okay, yeah, so maybe that's a theatre. And this is, looks like some sort of government building, but it's got this fantastic clock tower, which is really beautiful. So these statues, I think, are part of the carnival parade or part of the carnival festivities, and they go all the way down this avenue, and they've all got this green colour. So at the end of this avenue is the station, the train station, Gare Lille de Flandre. So I'm now on Place de la Gare, or the station square. This is the last one of those sculptures that goes all the way down the avenue. And yeah, really nice station, really well preserved. All the buildings in the centre of Lille have been so well preserved. And yeah, quite a lot of activity around here. So it's Sunday afternoon now, so people might be going home, having spent the weekend here. So let's have a quick look inside the station, see what it's like inside. Got some more sculpture here, very nice. So I'm now in the departure area for the trains, and they've got these interesting sculptures on the roof of the station. So it's Sunday evening, I'm heading back to the hotel now. It's been a really good day. It's a really interesting city. It doesn't feel like other places in France. It feels much more Belgian, and that's because we're so close to the Belgian border, obviously. So the architecture is kind of different, the food is kind of different. The accent here is quite straightforward to understand, I would say. The local sort of dialect is actually called Picard, but if you speak French, then it's relatively straightforward to understand people here. And yeah, the city's got a really good vibe, a really nice atmosphere. There's a lot of young people here. I think there are a lot of students who come here to go to the universities and things like that. So yeah, it's got a really good mix of things to do, like museums, galleries, cafes, things like that. So it's a really good place to visit. I've really enjoyed being here and getting to know the city. It's been great. I'm going to leave it at that. Come and visit Lille for yourself and see what you think. But it's been a real treat coming here and I've really enjoyed it. So yeah, take care and au revoir.
Thank you.